Anthony Richardson has been named the starter, at least for now, for the 2023 season for the Indianapolis Colts. And I know you and I didn't specifically talk about preseason, but his outing was decent, right? We know he had some things to work on, only 13 college games. But are you buying or selling this move from Indy actually starting AR5 for week one?
I'm buying it. You don't draft a guy that high and then just let him, especially when you're in a situation like the Colts are.
Right.
It's like just throw him in there, man. Like, what do you wait for? Every year we see this happen with some of these guys. Now, if you have like an Aaron Rodgers or you have like a good, let's say a top half quarterback or somewhere in the like, you have a decent quarterback and you're ready to go.
Mhm.
We're going to talk about this team later who did the complete opposite of what you're supposed to do in the
Yeah.
San Francisco 49ers. That's if you want a cautionary tale, look at San Francisco. But
Yeah.
when you're in a situation like the Colts are, throw them in there. What do you got to lose? Like, there's no expectations on the team this year anyway. Let them get your licks in. I'm a firm believer.
No
Granddaddy Jerm,
expectations.
there's no on the
Ooh.
Colts, no. On him,
Yeah,
I I think because people are already understanding what the Colts situation is, I
of
don't think there's
course.
actually big expectations on him either. Just don't be
Right,
complete garbage, which I don't
right,
think is possible. But
right.
Granddaddy Germ always told me, "You learn by doing, not by being coddled."
Yep.
S- Keeping him on the bench and letting him learn behind Gardner or Minshew, like
Yeah.
like if I just don't. Yeah, you throw him out there. I'm buying it. Go get your licks now. The team is in a retooling, not
Yeah.
maybe a rebuild, but they're figuring some things out and let him just figure the NFL out. And like you said, he's only played a handful of college games. Just let him get some NFL experience. If he's going to be good, if he's going to be the guy you think you drafted,
Yeah.
then it's not going to matter anyway. So just put him out there and let him figure it out. Because if he falls out on his face,
Yeah.
you missed on the pick anyways. Just don't delay it.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I like that approach, and we know that NFL's past the days of Aaron Rodgers sitting for some time, and we've seen these other quarterbacks that have sat for maybe 2 or 3 years, and then they do come out and they might have been good, might not have been, but now the NFL today is, hey, you're getting thrown in there. Like some people used to say 2 seasons, now it's possibly 2 months, now it's really like what 5 or 6 games. What is kind of the standard for
Yeah.
a rookie quarterback in the NFL? Because we see Justin Fields, who I am a fan of, some people are possibly already calling for his job. And you've seen different things shake out with these rookie quarterbacks, but no doubt about it, we're in the league of you have to learn by doing it. Unfortunately, the only thing that I'm buying from this move, Jerm, is really the confidence of Shane Steichen in Anthony Richardson due to Shane Steichen's resume. Of course, he's got the toolage with Justin Herbert. Look at
Yeah.
what he just did with Jalen Hurts. That's been really the whole mantra of why this is a good hire for Indian. And I do think it was a great hire back when the news broke, a few months ago. But he hasn't shown enough, I feel like, just yet. I know it's just one preseason game under his belt. And you're right there on the take of, hey, that's the reason why you should put him in. Let's actually let him learn from doing, because yes, as much as Gardner Minshew might be a veteran in this league, he's not the face of the franchise. Sam Ellinger, arguably maybe shouldn't have been picked coming out of Texas. Yeah, he was a good athlete and a good quarterback at the school, but when the time came for him on the field with Indy, it really wasn't anything to be desired. So maybe, or not even maybe, there's not really anyone in that quarterback room for him to look up to, and it is a rookie head coach. He's just pushing him out there. But again, I am going to sell rather the fact of AR being ready to start and really leading this team to maybe even 7 or 8 wins. I'm happy for Anthony Richardson. I'm very excited for him. When the buzz started coming up in the NFL draft, and it was kind of like the Kyle Pitts hype, but it took a minute to build up there. People weren't
Yeah.
even really talking about him going into the draft. Nonetheless, though, it is going to be interesting to see how he shakes out. We know his build, we know his speed, we know all of the raw traits he has, and maybe none other than a better guy of Shane Steichen to work that toolage for him. But now let's do a little record prediction. Doesn't have to be anything serious, but with Anthony Richardson as a starter, let's just do it in a vacuum, I guess. And let's say he starts all 17. How do you see things playing out for the Colts, Jerm?
At the end of the day, they still have no offensive line. Questions on defense. Jonathan Taylor's back, but like, are you going to trust a disgruntled star who begrudgingly re-signed with the team he was actively trying to leave a few weeks ago?
A lot of
I-
shit going on there.
Now the benefit is weak schedule, and they're in the AFC South.
Right.
But even still, if I'm the Colts, 7 wins is a good starting point for me in this new era.
Mhm.
You have to think Lions, maybe not think another team that just kind of got hot out of the gate. Think, hey, this is going to take 2 or 3 years of figuring it out. But you look at the Lions, slow and steady progress until
Yep.
now it's real. So if
Remarkable. Bengals too.
It's Bengals are another good example. Now,
Joe
obviously,
Burrow, kind of anomaly, but
but yeah, yeah, but still,
turn that
they
shit around quick.
they still, it wasn't just Joe Burrow. Like they had to draft properly. They had to kind of figure it out, and then now here you are. So I think the Lions are the perfect parallel, or the perfect template that the Colts should probably look at. You
Yeah.
know, Shane Steichen is the guy.
Yep.
Then let him have 2 or 3 losing seasons if that's what it takes.
Right.
But you know, if you win 1 extra game every year, that's progress. Let them do that. So 6, 7 wins is probably where I would comfortably put the Colts right now.
Hear that, man. Absolutely. And you mentioned how they don't have an O line. And that's really unfortunate, too, because we know, the Quentin Nelsons of the world and the other linemen that were able to surround him. And when Jonathan Taylor was having that 1,800-yard, 18 touchdown year, we saw that the Colts for a while was one of the better lines in the league. And then you do see it taper off. They were second in the league last year with sacks given up at 60, right there with the Rams that had 59. The Bears had 59. And then, of course, the Broncos led the league with 63 sacks. Russell Wilson was under duress all year. When I originally predicted the AFC South a few months back on the show, when I wrote out the record predictions, I predicted 6-11, and I don't remember my exact mindset of, okay, is Anthony Richardson going to jump in, after the bye week? Where does it kind of
Right.
necessarily shake out? But just went through it again today. 5-5 at home, 0-7 on the road. So I'm going to have them going 5-12 overall, projected at 6.5 wins, and they do have the fourth easiest schedule in the league. But it's a lot to really wonder about with Anthony Richardson at that position. Will he really start all 17? How much time is he actually going to see? Is there a baseline for, if he's, of course, absolutely bombing it, when is he going to get pulled? When does Minshew kind of start to get considered? And it is the fourth, easiest schedule, like I was mentioning, but you still look at the teams that they are playing, knowing that they might not necessarily match up well with everybody that they're going to play out there. So it really could be some more to be desired. Sports PSP, I saw your comment, popped it up on the screen. So give us a shot. Appreciate you guys commenting as well. It definitely is a developmental process. They do like what Anthony Richardson shown them in practice and more. Eustace, what's good, man? Get at me in the email and DM me on IG. I definitely want to help you out with the podcast. I know you've been chasing me there for a second. They better get Anthony Richardson an O-line, or else he'll end up like Andrew Luck. Damn. And I
Mm,
think we just might leave it on that, because this is
yeah.
the one-liner, very true. You don't want to see that happen, right? I mean, Andrew Luck, former #1 overall pick, great prospect. Anthony Richardson, great prospect. Eustace, definitely, I definitely want to get a podcast with you, bro. Y'all get in the comments, though, like you have been on the show. Appreciate it. Let us know what you think of Anthony Richardson being named the starter. He is QB1 for the Indianapolis